Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of MegaKraft. We are on, oh my goodness, you guys ready for this? We are on 37 episodes. That's insane. We are on top of the sugarcane farm. Look at that. Whoop. We'll just drop down here. I've got my tooth boots on still. But yeah, this thing still works. It's running fine. I don't know if I ever showed you it previously, but back here, this was a while ago actually. But back here I just have a daylight sensor. That's how it's basically going from timing. And that is really weird. Why is there sugarcane back there? I have no idea why that just happened. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Maybe I just dropped it down there or something. I don't know. But let's throw this in the chest over here. It does produce sugarcane. I mean, it's not super fast because it's not super huge. It is pretty big though, and it's fully automatic. So you can't really complain about that, right? But over here is where I've got my manual sugarcane farm. This was all just temporary, just so I could farm up some sugarcane and make a whole bunch of paper. I wanted all the paper for all the emeralds that I've been getting, but if you can remember last episode, I had a little problem with the perfect librarian guy that I had. Let's get rid of you, let's get rid of you, let's get rid of you. I had a perfect librarian that I could trade all of the paper with, and he was right here. The problem was, I think what happened is I signed out too quickly after I was done trading with him. And that's a big no-no when you're trading. Never sign out or disconnect within 5 seconds after trading with a villager, or else he'll lock up all his trades. But I did recently get this guy, and he is a perfect librarian. He hasn't unlocked his last trade, which will be paper. I just don't really want to buy those because I've actually already got one. Look at this, perfect librarian. So I was able to unlock a second perfect villager, and it didn't take too long to actually do. And I traded a whole bunch of paper with him and all that kind of good stuff. Before I unlocked him though, I did actually unlock this guy, the perfect farmer. So if we go all the way to his last trade over here, I'm able to trade 18 wheat for an emerald. So I do have a super fast automatic wheat farm, so I was able to harvest a whole lot of wheat and gather up some emeralds to keep on trading with these guys and eventually get this guy. But after I had this guy, I was able to save up a little bit more emeralds, and eventually I unlocked the king, the bad boy, the boss of all villagers. And this is Mr. Perfect Blacksmith. I haven't named him yet, but I think I know what I'm going to name him. This is the perfect blacksmith though, and you're wondering why I have an iron ingot there? Well, if we go to all the way to his last trade, he has 26 trades, and that's the max that they can get. Go all the way to the last one, and the last trade is iron for emeralds. And if you know a little bit about our server, we are flowing in iron. Iron blocks everywhere, all through there, tons inside of here. I think I have some more in here too. We're almost having a problem with how much iron we have. We've built the iron foundry just last episode, and now we don't know what to do with it all. But now that we've got this guy, we do know what to do with it all. So basically, if I trade him 8 stacks of iron blocks, I'm able to get 1 stack of emerald blocks. And I've done a lot of trading, and this is how many emeralds I have right now. So I have a bunch of emeralds, but we're not going to trade with him today. This is off-camera work. But I need to be careful with this guy. I can't log out right after I'm done trading with him, or else this guy will be bye-bye. He'll be no more. So what we're going to want to do today is, in order to combat that little glitch that's in the game, you can put him in the spawn chunks, and whenever you're trading with him, even if you log out, he's not going to get unloaded, and therefore he's not going to lose his trade. So I think in here, yes, I have a name tag. I do want to name him just for fun, but he is going to be named Mr. Well, I'm not going to put the Mr., but Stony Tark. Stony Tark, because he is the Iron Man. Alright, let's go and see if we can name him. I'm not sure if you can name villagers. I know you can't in single player because when you right click them, you just open their inventory. But I think in multiplayer, I might need 2 people. But I think there's a way that you can kind of pop in and out of the trades a bunch of times and eventually name him. So I don't know if I can keep doing this. Maybe is it gonna work? I don't think it's gonna work. Maybe I'll have to get Royal Desmo here and have him open up the trade. But we'll just hold on to that for a minute, I guess. We'll throw his name tag in here until we're able to get him. But yeah, I think what we are going to work on today is we're going to do some more work over at the Iron Foundry. So what we're going to do is I'm going to work on a massive storage system because the one that I built just a few episodes ago, I greatly underestimated the amount of storage. I'm going to throw this glass in here. So we're going to need to make it bigger, and I have some ideas for some improvements that I can have in it. So I think what we're going to do is we'll meet over there. I actually want to grab some stuff in here, but it's kind of loud and noisy from all the clicking. So I'll grab some stuff and we'll meet over at the storage system and we'll get going. Woo! Here we are, we're at the storage room. So here's the old storage system, and the limitation of this thing is pretty bad because we keep filling it up and we keep on crafting into iron blocks, and as you can see we've got tons of iron blocks. And honestly, we just can't keep up with it. It's insane. I mean, right now I did empty it a little bit ago, somewhat anyway, but it is filling up pretty quickly again. So my idea for the storage room, I did a little bit of kind of planning out and everything like that, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna improve it. Definitely, we're gonna have more space for storage. It's not gonna be a whole lot more space actually, because that's actually not the plan. What we're gonna do is make it kind of a more efficient way to store all of this stuff. And so the idea is that we're going to have it right in front of this whole path. And it's actually going to be centered. It's, you know, when I was thinking about this storage area, I was thinking maybe I would extend it back into here. But I feel like, you know, it would be kind of weird over here, and we'd probably end up having to use some kind of item elevator to move the items up a little higher to store them. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop this area down a little bit and just make a big old pit kind of thing. Make a nice cool room down here, and this back wall will be have 11 rows of chests all the way across, and they'll be 8 tall. But when you look at it, it'll look like it's 7 tall. And the purpose of that is so that it's basically barely tall enough that I can stand up next to it and chop down all the chests, and then I'll be able to craft them into iron blocks. So before I get started by showing you how that's all going to work, I do need to clear out a lot of area and kind of lay down some planning stuff. I don't think I have enough chests or hoppers, but I grabbed everything that I did have. So I guess this will be our work chest. I did grab a bed also, so in case we're gonna need to sleep. But I'll put that right there. I need to clear out a ton of area right here, and then I guess I'll show you guys kind of the idea before we get too far. Okay, so I've cleared out a bunch of area, and I think I've got it to where I can actually, oh geez, if I don't fall in here, if I can actually explain it to you. So as you can see, it's going to be pretty huge. These are all going to be double chests right through here, alternating trap chests and normal chests. Behind it is actually where all the hoppers are going to be, so a line of hoppers is going to go back through here. It's a lot similar to the setup I have right here, just a lot bigger. And basically this hopper line is going to loop around and go along the line of chests right there. So as you can see, it is centered right with the whole iron golem farm, and so that's what we wanted. And then basically the floor is where this iron is. So it'll probably be iron. We want to use a whole bunch of iron inside this build, just kind of showing that it's the iron farm, you know. And down under here, let's see, yep, I've got them here, a whole bunch of crafting tables. We are going to put these underneath each row of chests, and so basically what that's going to do is make it so that we're able to craft all of the iron blocks. So the idea for actually doing the fast crafting method is whenever one of them is basically full, I'll be able to come over and stand on the edge of one of them, and I'll be able to actually chop down. Now when there's a block right here, I'm able to reach all of the chests just barely by standing on the edge of this block. So I'm going to cut them all down and then basically stand inside the pile of iron. I can do the crafting because I'll be standing on top of the crafting table. This line is going to be for redstone lamps, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those in a minute. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys what this is going to look like. And let's get these crafting tables in, and then we're going to actually do a little bit of redstone here after I get these chests put in. Okay, so actually before we put all the chests in, I figured we would do the redstone stuff before, just because we're going to need to go back and forth between. So as you can tell, I cleared out a bunch of this area behind here too, and now let's put in the redstone lamps. The purpose for the redstone lamps, I was talking about it earlier, is I want to be able to see which rows are filled or filling up basically. It's not going to tell me if the entire row is filled, but it's basically going to tell me if you know, it's working on filling up that row. So the way we're going to do it, it's kind of complicated and I have to kind of alternate different patterns here and there. But let's see, I'm going to get one of them over here real quick, just like this. The idea is basically that we're going to have a comparator coming out of the hopper that's behind this chest. And whenever there's items in it, this is going to be turned on. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my redstone on these iron blocks. And I'm going to need to, let's see, I'm going to need to have a repeater like that. And then I need to have an inverted signal, just like that. And then in order to get the signal from here, let's see, there's going to be a hopper right there. Let's put that in right now. Alright. Let's just grab one hopper for now. So we're going to have a hopper that goes in here, basically, and from there we'll have, let's see, this has to be a slab. And then this gets cleared out. Let's give me a little more space like that. And then that goes into a block right here, and then this should be where I have the torch. Okay, so I think the idea, I think I set this up right, at least one part of it. Let's see, where's my comparators? There we go. So I think we'll have that right there, and that's going to go, it's going to detect if there's any items inside the hopper. It's going to power this block, send a signal downward. It's going to turn off this torch, which is going to turn off all of these, and that torch is going to turn on. So let's give it a little test real quick. We'll put a stack of these iron blocks in, and you can see it powers up. Now the hard part is this actually, you can't put it next to each other because this redstone will go along, and if that gets powered, then all of these will be powered, and we don't want that. So what we have to do that makes it a little more complicated is we kind of have to shift the entire design over a little bit, and that's kind of a pain. You know what, I don't even actually need a repeater there right now. I can use a just redstone dust and it works the same, but we're gonna have to alternate between using redstone dust and repeaters. So I'm gonna do the second one just right here, and then I'll let you see it, and then I guess I'll do the rest of them off camera. So let me get that one set up real quick. Alright, so I got it installed. So here is the first one again. It's just like that. Now the second one, I have to shift it over by one block, and it can still detect anything inside this hopper through that comparator. So if I put it in, it's still able to detect that, and it turns on this power, which basically turns off that torch, and this light is turned on. I also went and put the torches all underneath here, so these lights are all on until I actually set up the rest of it. But yeah, that works just fine. Now it is a little bit delayed, of course, but that honestly doesn't matter at all because I'm not looking for right when it fills up. I'm looking for just as long as there's items inside this hopper. I want to be able to visually see where the items are, kind of. So let me go ahead and fill this all the way through. This is basically the setup once again. Three repeaters. Now basically I could have had these two repeaters either there or there, it wouldn't have mattered, but this repeater always has to be in this position, so there's no way that I could have saved repeaters by basically having repeaters there instead. It's basically going to end up the same. So before anyone comments on that, just wanted to clear that up real quick, because it looks like I could save repeaters like that, but honestly if I were to have repeaters right here, I'd still need to have the dust right there. I can't put a dust right here because that's going to connect with that torch. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to continue this on and fill all the rest of this up. Alright, it is done. It didn't actually take very long. You can look at it. It's not actually that difficult to build. The only hard part is actually putting these half slabs on because they don't really connect to anything. But it wasn't that bad. So we got all that done. Now I guess let's put down the chests and try and get the hoppers in. I don't think I have enough of everything, but I think what I'll do is I'll try and start putting things together right here, and at the same time kind of disassemble this and take some of the chests from there. So I guess some busy work for me. Oh boy, that's a lot of chests. I was able to get them all in. I had to take some of the normal chests from over here. I actually had enough of the trap chests though, which is kind of weird. Yeah, now what are we gonna do? I think I'm gonna try and get the hoppers in now. So let me try and wire that up. Okay, so I got all the hoppers in place. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that we have some safety in the system. Because one of the problems that I had over here is that if it filled up too much, then that whole system will get clogged, and then we might not be able to keep getting some poppies to spit out inside of here. And so the solution to that is actually making an overflow protection, which I kind of threw something together over here. Basically, if anything gets overflowed inside there, it'll spit it out. So if I throw some netherrack in there, it's just going to start spitting it out. Oh, there goes my shovel. I almost threw that in. So yeah, we're going to make basically the same type of thing. I'm just going to grab this real quick because I don't have another one with me. And we're going to take this over here. And we're going to build the same thing over on this side. So the hopper line that we're going to use to transport all the iron is going to go over the top of this. And it's going to end up right here. So where that iron block is, I counted it out. That's where we're going to put our dropper. And it's going to face downward. Let's go ahead and face that down just like this. And I need to get up here again. So let's jump up here. And let's see, we want to have this one level below it, just like this. We're going to block right there though. Alright, so we need to make some type of platform. I think we need to go about 4 deep or so. And then let's grab some of our redstone components. Alright, so comparator is going to come straight out. So we're going to get the signal, that's going to go to there. We're going to have another comparator, and I guess we can put a block right here. And this comparator right here is going to be our fast clock. So whenever there's a signal, if we have any kind of signal like that, then that's going to just flicker on and off just like that. So we just basically need to take this over here, and that's going to spit out anything that's inside here. So if we put some iron blocks in, that should just sit there and spit it all out. And that's all we got to do, I think. Yep, that's all we got to do. Now we basically just need to put some type of thing that will destroy the items. So anything like cactus or fire or lava will work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some fire, but let me sleep real quick before some monsters get me. Oh, come on. Alright, there we go. So I put a piece of netherrack there. Now we just got to put some flint down. And that should light it up, and then we'll just need to close it off with some iron blocks. I guess we'll do that. Doesn't really matter if we see it or not, as long as it works, I'm fine with that. So we'll just go something like that, I guess, and that'll close it off. I'm gonna take out these corners. I'd just rather have not have the corners. So we'll just go just like that. And yeah, I think that's gonna be good enough. That'll destroy any items that we send through there that are overflowed. Now, there is one other thing that I wanted to do to fix something, because if you look inside this first chest, you can see there's some poppies. There's some poppies right there. We get poppies in here sometimes, and I was wondering how that happened, because if you look at our sorter, basically it sorts out all the poppies before it sends them along. But the problem is that sometimes, you know, this hopper that's right above the sorter, if there's more than 2 poppies in that hopper at the same time, then only one of them will get pulled out and the other one will get sent along here. So the problem is basically that this is a hopper that can pick up stuff from the iron golems. So all we need to do to fix that is we shift this whole thing up by 1 and then have a hopper in between that's not actually able to pick stuff up. Stuff just basically gets sent through it. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to move those guys up 1. I'm going to need some buckets and things like that, but I'll get that done and just make sure we have that fixed beforehand. And that should be able to fix the whole problem with getting poppies in the big system, and so it should just all be iron from here on out. Okay, so it's moved up and it should actually be fixed now, so I needed to make sure that this hopper right there is pointing away, not directly inside this hopper here. So it looks like we got some iron flowing through it right now. But all the poppies should be able to sort out on their own, because it's going to basically have one go through each time on its own. It's not going to have a whole group of them going through, so none of them should slip past, and that should help filter out all of the extra poppies in the system, and we should be good to go. So now I think it's about time we reroute the system over to here. And that's actually not going to be too difficult. We're going to need a lot of hoppers though, so I'm going to go ahead and collect all of these. Let me tear this down real quick. and collect up some hoppers, and then we will make the system functional, basically. Alright, so I'm going to actually do this from the back forward. So we're going to start right here, and then just line all of the hoppers in a chain, just like this, just along here, and this is going to send any item through all the way across. And then, let's see, I'll turn it around just like this, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring it straight back over here. And now it is time to cut the cord. So there we go. It's cut. So now it won't send into this system anymore, and all we need to do is make the connection right here. Boom. So that is it. That'll make the whole connection, and it's going to send all of the new iron down into here. And if we look inside, we haven't gotten any yet, but there is an iron golem in there. And was that a light that just came on? I think that was a light that just came on. Or, you know, oh, okay. Oh, there's a light coming on. That means that it's filling. That's cool. So we got 5 iron in here. So these lights, these are actually trap chests, so that's why it lights up. I didn't even think about that. That's alright though. So every other one will light up when you open it, but yeah, that is filling up. So you can see the light that's filling up, and when that's all filled up and basically backed up inside that hopper, then that light will stay on always. And so then I know that basically this row is in the process of filling. And then when that light is full and this one starts coming on, then I know that this row is in the process of filling and this row is completely filled. So I can go ahead and craft all that row into iron ingots. And that should be good. So I'm going to sleep real quick, and then I'm going to clean all this up, and then we'll start kind of decorating this room a little bit better. It is gone. It's nice to have this thing away. I didn't actually like that storage system at all. It was just really messy. But I kind of messed around with some floor patterns. Just let me know what you think about this. I don't know if we'll do this like that. I might actually want to do the blue and red and kind of do that in the floor pattern. But I don't know. Maybe we'll stick with this for now. But let's go ahead and work on some of the sides. So the sides are gonna have we're gonna have a wall here, of course. Actually, we're gonna have this blocked off as well. So that's all closed off, because when we chop down these chests to gather the iron, we're not gonna want this flying everywhere. So let's build that up here, and then this wall is gonna come up right here as well. And then from here, this is where we're going to be able to store iron blocks. So on both sides, they're going to be exactly the same, for at least this part anyway, for the storage of iron blocks. And they're each going to have 5 double chests tall of iron block storage. So I'll show you that in just a minute. I just want to make sure we get these walls up built properly. Oh, wrong place. Just put these in right here. There we go. And take that out. And this is where the double chest storage is going to be. So we're going to have, I'm going to use the trap chest because I've got a lot more of those than I have regular chests. Let's see, 3, we need to go at 5. So I'm going to hop up over here and then just do it like that. There we go. So it's going to go up that tall. We're going to need to do something to cover it off. I might have maybe a piece of glowstone above it so that we can still open it, or I could even do quartz stairs turned around the other way so it looks like a solid block, but I don't know. But we've got that, so it's 5 tall. We can access all of that just fine. We can reach the top one, and we'll just put all of the iron blocks in on both sides. So same thing goes with here. Let's go ahead and put a block on the ground here. Did I get anything under here? No, I didn't. You know what? I might want to actually put some glowstone underneath as well, right there. So I'll come back with that later when I've actually got some. Let's see, there we go. That's 5. So that's going to be like that on both sides, and it's not going to let me sleep yet. But that should be good. I mean, if we get more iron than this, and this thing's completely full, and we have all these iron blocks, then at that point, I really don't care if it starts throwing the iron in away. So I think that's good enough to have storage at all times. I don't want to basically just keep building on to this storage system just to save more iron, because we're going to have plenty. And this thing's going to, as far as I know anyway, it's going to always be producing until some kind of update comes out that breaks this system. But right now it is producing really well, and that's going to save more than enough iron that we'll ever need. So from here, we're going to basically make another wall just like this. That's going to go all the way to the roof though. And I'm going to extend this out. We're not going to be able to see this, I guess, but let's see, if I'm going to do the checkered pattern, I think I'm just going to fill this in for now. I'll mess around with the floor later, but let me just fill this in so I can walk around a little bit. And then on these sides, over here, we're going to have a little, basically just a basic crafting center. Not the same crafting center as over here, of course. This is basically where the necessities are. So, I mean, we'll have a furnace here, an anvil, and really anything that you may need. We'll have an ender chest here as well. Let's see, do I have... Of course, I've got some iron blocks. So we'll build this up over here, just like that, just so it has a back wall. Let's make it that tall. And then we will need... What am I looking for? We're going to need a crafting table. Let's grab 2 just in case. We'll mess around with some ideas. We'll need some furnaces. Let's see, I've got some right there. And then I've got an ender chest. What else do we need? We need some anvils. Let's craft some anvils real quick. Let's see, is that how you do it? 1, let's make 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. Alright, there we go. It's nice the anvils are so cheap now. So let's go ahead and drop down here. Let's make a little staircase so we can get up and down. Alright, so in this system, let's see, how do I want to put this together? I want to have 4 furnaces, 4 anvils. Maybe we'll go... How should we do this? 4 furnaces. Crafting table. We can have 2 anvils. Can do an ender chest. Oh, didn't even grab it. And what can we put on top? I guess another anvil. Does that look good? I guess it functions. I mean, we can still... we could even close this off just right here. And yeah, you know, that functions. We can open that. We can access all of these if we need to. Repair things if we need to. You know what? We'll just leave it at that. I think, you know, you don't really need to go above and beyond for little things like that. So it's nice to have just one of those things just readily available wherever we're at. It's always nice to have an ender chest around too, because you can come and grab a bunch of iron, throw it in your ender chest, and bring it home. So let's build up this side also. Let me get on top of here so I can build it up. And then on this side, we're not going to have the same thing. It's not going to be symmetrical. Well, the room, basically, the size of the room is pretty symmetrical. But right here, in this 3x3 area, we're going to have Mr. Stony Tark, our villager. Our blacksmith villager that'll always trade the iron with us. Or we'll trade him iron and get emeralds. And we're going to want him over here, because this is in the spawn chunks. And what better place to be than right next to the iron farm. So we'll be able to grab all the iron we want and trade with him and grab a bunch of emeralds. So that's what we're going to want to do. For the holding cell for him, I don't know how the best way to do it. So I think what we're just going to do for now is have, I guess, something like this. You know what? Actually, I have a little idea. Why don't we have a couple hoppers just right here. We'll have him stand on a hopper just temporarily. And this will be here in case of the event that we drop something. Because I've been trading with guys before, and basically you get out of the trade and you throw your stuff over, you can't reach it. So this hopper will just be there to grab anything. We could really put a chest right here or something, but that'll just pick up anything that goes over to his side. So we're going to want a fence right here. I don't have a fence made. Let's see. Let's grab some wood. Just make a fence. Let's see, that should be good. And this will just keep any monsters from being able to get into him. And we're also going to want some carpet. I don't have all the stuff to actually make this, but I just want to kind of get the shape of it out. So we'll close this area off. We'll probably put some glowstone underneath that hopper also to get a little bit of light for that guy in here. So he'll be inside here, closed off just like that, probably even there. I'll probably make this a lot more fancy, but we're gonna have this closed off just for now. Make sure that he is plenty safe in there because he is very valuable. We don't want anything to happen to him. So let's close that off, and we'll leave that at that for now. So let me go grab some stuff, and then we'll try and, you know, make this place more complete, I guess. I don't know. we'll start figuring stuff out, but I need more gear, more things. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Well, I grabbed a few more little things that I just wanted to add in. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll just have a little dropper right here, except I don't want that texture. I want to have it sideways so that we can pick up anything that falls in there. And then we'll have, I guess, we'll have some carpet right there and some carpet right there. That'll prevent any monsters from being able to get him. Even the little baby zombies shouldn't be able to reach in there and get the villager. I do want to add some glowstone in certain places here. So we'll put a piece of glowstone just right in here. And that should be good. And then we'll just cover this up, I guess. Grab the sand also. Okay, and then behind here, I don't want to see the sand through there, so let's make sure we get some iron through there also. So let's go ahead and fill this all in with iron. But before I do that, actually, I want to put some glowstone right here too, because that'll come through the chests and give us a little bit of lighting. So we'll go like that. Alright. And let's go do the same thing to the other side. And then we have been working on this for quite a long time, and I do, you know, there's a lot of things that I want to do with it, but, you know, I just haven't planned them out yet. You know, I want to make it look really cool. I want this area to look awesome when you come in, and I kind of want to, you know, close it off as a whole building on its own. But I haven't planned out what the whole look is going to be, and it's going to take some time for me to do that. So in the meantime, I think what we'll do is we'll stop working on this, and we'll probably go find another project to work on. So let's see, let's take a look at things here. Alright, yeah, that looks a lot better. It looks a lot more finished like that. So these are all the iron block chests, of course, and then this is all of the iron, and this has been filling up like crazy. I moved all the other iron into here, and yeah, we've got a lot. It's all the way up to there right now. And so I do need to move the iron blocks over into there too. I'll do that later. But I'm thinking for this floor, I'll do a pattern with carpet, with some blue and red carpet, and we'll have a pattern on the floor. So yeah, we'll leave that for probably next episode. We'll work a little bit more on here. But now, you know, we got the whole function done. We got the entire thing working, and tons more space now, and it looks so much better. It looks way more complete, way more organized, and, you know, just better, straight up better. So let's go ahead and go find something else to do. We don't have a whole lot more time in the episode, but I don't know, we'll go find something. Well, we're back with the villagers. I just wanted to show you this real quick. I still got this guy that sells me Silk Touch books, and it's only, let's see, 9 emeralds and a book, and he gives me a Silk Touch book. I've got tons of those books already, though. They're all in here and other places. You know, all these books are actually from trading, and some of them are really good. I've got a bunch of these Protection 4 books, which are really good. You know, just several good books. I mean, Luck of the Sea 3, I've got a couple of those I can put on a fishing rod. Just all kinds of good stuff. Fortune 2, so I can put that with a Fortune 2 pickaxe that I've already got. Get a Fortune 3. And there's my perfect blacksmith, perfect librarian. This guy is that first blacksmith where he was almost perfect, but his second to last trade was the iron. And the very last one was the coal. So I kept him for in case I was running low on iron, or running low on emeralds, that I could buy emeralds from him with some coal and iron. But you know, this guy, maybe he'll have a good book. I'll have to unlock that later. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of all this sugar cane because we no longer need our perfect villager for the paper. Since we have the iron to get emeralds, and it's a lot quicker to do it that way than to actually just use paper. And so let's go ahead and chop these down. A lot of these have jack-lanterns in them. A lot of them have glowstone. So either way, I want to collect those back. But other than that, you know, I don't really care about everything else. I don't care about saving the water, of course. But we're just going to take these out just like that. Pretty simple, but this is going to be a long and tedious process, so I don't want to make you guys suffer for it. I think we're just about done with the episode anyway, so I think we're just going to end it off right here, and I'm going to get this done on my own so that we'll be able to see this nice and beautiful valley. I think it's all the way completely overgrown right now, but be a nice beautiful valley, and maybe we can start working on setting up, you know, maybe a nice path through here and set down a few buildings or something like that. I don't know. We'll maybe work on something like that next episode. But today, that is going to be it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying the series and everything. Sorry, I have to apologize right now. Sorry that Rebirth 2 is not coming out as fast as, you know, you or I would like it. It's taking actually a lot longer to edit those videos than I had first anticipated. But they're still coming out, so don't worry. Stay tuned for those. And stay tuned for MegaKraft as always. But for now, that's going to be it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.